All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Overshot, a paintball podcast. Real quick, we're just going to go through our plugs for this episode. Number one, Dizana Sports, makers of the Grind Air gloves, the SF joggers. They actually just did, they got a couple new colorways coming out. If you complained about your pants being a little bit too short, they got the long and tall version, so definitely hit them up. And down below, use code Overshot for 10% off. Second sponsor we have for today's episode is Volcano USA. They just came out with the new multicam bag as well as the black and red, and I know they're coming out with a new bag for 2021. So definitely, if you're looking for a new bag, definitely reach out, get it. Use code Overshot 10 for 10% off below. And then, as always, guys, anything, we have a couple things with our Patreon. So go down to our Patreon.com/Overshot, a paintball podcast, and hit it up. But we're, lucky enough to have tonight, we have Jordan, Alex, and Rob from New Jersey Riot, hot off a second place at World Cup and a great EPL season. So we're going to start it off like this. Jordan, you can start off kind of how you got into paintball, and then we'll kind of go into Riot season.
How I got in paintball personally?
Yes.
Oh, well, for me, I just looking for something else to play. So I went to Picasso, and I was playing my first time playing paintball in the woods. And the thing is about me, I'm slightly colorblind. So I couldn't see anyone in the woods at all.
I feel like you lie about that. He says he's colorblind. Yeah, all his gear is green though. He definitely knows the color green.
Yeah, I can match up anything that's close in camo. I can't really. I won't be able to see him unless I'm like close to him. So then I found that there's speedball. So I was like, oh, that's my game. There's no hiding. It's just straight up paintball, shooting the person that's in front of me. So that's what I did. So I went to APOC, and they showed me how to play, and then from there I just kept going for 6 years.
Perfect, man. And Rob, how did you end up getting into paintball?
Oh man, I want to say it's probably I was young. I was maybe 13 or something. A friend of a friend got a paintball gun. I'm like, what is that? And then I discovered what paintball was just through somebody else getting a gun. Did my online research of what is paintball, looked it up. I found the local field, Captain Carl's. Shout out to the old field. It shut down years ago. And that's really where I picked it up. And same as Jordan, I showed up, I played some woods ball, but when you showed up, and back then it was like 2006 or something, that's when, paintball was at a pretty good high. And I showed up at the local field. They had a tournament going. It blew my mind. I didn't know that paintball was nearly at that level. So I kept asking questions. I was the kid that showed up at the local field and never left. Every Saturday I'd be there, and eventually they're like, well, like, you're not playing, like, what's up? It's like, I'm just enjoying watching the game of paintball, etc. So I learned how to play in the woods, stepped on the speedball field. I played a lot of young guns tournaments for years because I was so young. And then I've been playing ever since, on and off a little bit. Once Carl shut down, I stopped playing like through high school, finished high school out, and kind of repicked it back up. So I've been at the game since 2006, 7, something like that. It's been a long time.
I was going to say, not a lot of people that are listening to this probably were even alive for Captain's Carl's or anything like that. So that's definitely a throwback. And Alex, how did paintball find you, man?
I think the first time I played paintball, I probably went to a birthday party when I was like 10. And then one day I just was I actually think I was at Columbus, and I bought my first paintball gun. It was a Spider. And
Nice.
I used to play at what used to be Paintball Invasion, which is now Apocalypse. So I used to play in the inside when that was speedball, and I used to get shitted on by all the older dudes. But I took it like a champ, and I hung around. And then I moved, got out of it for a couple years, and then I came back just playing woods ball at OTP, and then I just kept showing up to Apocalypse, and I tried out for just to be on Bomb Squad, and I started playing with D4 Bomb Squad.
Perfect, man. So kind of going back out to this, I'm going to start it off with Rob. How did Riot form?
That's a good question. We were a Bomb Squad line last year. And then going into this year, to be honest, we just want to do our own thing, make our own name, and that's what we did. We're still an Apocalypse team and everything. We didn't necessarily step away from anything. We just decided we just wanted to have our own name, do our own thing. It was nothing personal in any direction. You know what I mean? So we came up with the team name New Jersey Riot. And then obviously with coronavirus this year, it was like, we don't even know if we were going to have a season. But we had success last year. We won the East Coast Cup. No, it was East Coast Cup. That was a good tournament at the East Coast Cup. I don't know why. I had a really good time at that event. But then we went to World Cup. We had a good showing, but we didn't make it too far in the tournament. And then, it was like coming into 2020, like we're going to have a very successful Division 4 season. And then with Corona, it was initially, we don't know what's even going to be a season. I suggested to the team we should sit out the year because there might not even be a full season. Like we should just be a pro practice squad. Nobody wanted to do that. Everybody, no, we're gonna play. And I was like, "Are you sure? You might mess your rank up and then not have a D4 season." Sure enough, the rest is history. We had a very successful year. 2020 showed up with a season for us, and dominated the EPL circuit. Showed up to World Cup, and I mean, we really showed up at World Cup.
So with that being said, so you guys were together under the Bomb Squad moniker in 2018 is what you guys were saying, and then you said you guys took this season, especially with COVID and everything like that, and you said you kind of were like, "Yo, let's take the season off. Let's make sure our 3 D3 players are ranked down to D4 so we can really take the season on." I mean, I feel like that was kind of the move there. You know what I mean? I mean, hey man, you know what I mean? I hear you. That was part of the equation. Listen, it helps, dude. If the whole season wasn't going to happen, dude, nobody knew it was going down. But then, like you said, the boys like, "Yo, let's play, let's get it together." So kind of just, we can go Rob, Jordan, Alex, and jump around, or you guys can jump in at any point. But kind of just, start with the first event, and we'll kind of walk through your season up until World Cup, and go as far detailed down the rabbit hole as you want, or it's up to you, man. So what was the first event for New Jersey Riot like?
I'm going to let Jordan take over on this.
So our first event was EPL in OXCC, Maryland. And that was, even though we were a bomb squad team, it kind of was a new team. Like we cut some people, we brought on some new guys. So we're still using this tournament kind of like to fill it out and make sure, we're getting everything together. We didn't really have high expectations for this first tournament. But yeah, we practiced on a layout. We got down our lanes, we got the plays down and everything like that. And we went in, and I think we got 4th in that tournament.
I'm double checking right now, actually.
I
have a terrible memory. Which tournament was it? So the first one, not 3rd place. It was a 3rd place.
Oh, we got 3rd place. Okay, so we got 3rd place. Yeah, we were we didn't have high expectations. We were just trying to fill it out. We just got Kyle, we just got Bobby, and we didn't have Rob because you only can have one D3 player. So Kyle was our D3 player. So we were just putting it all together, and we just started gelling, and from there we just started taking off.
So who did you guys end up? Do you know who ended up winning that event, or who at least kept you out from taking that gold?
It looks like Hood kept us out from making it to the finals for top 2.
Yeah, we were 0-3 against Hood this year.
Yeah, they beat us every time.
Yeah,
Hood's they've been playing.
Sensei,
I think they've been playing
million and 6 kills.
What happened, Alex?
He said Sensei with his million and 6 kills.
Sensei with his million.
Yeah, there was a guy going out there with just 2 pods and everything. Like they played a game totally different.
Yeah, look, you only need 5 balls at the end of the day. It's a matter of your accuracy at that rate, and that guy's got it.
Dude, I mean, those guys have been at it a long time, dude. Those guys I think they've been winning those since 2013, maybe even.
Oh, yeah, they go way back.
Yeah, look, a couple of guys are like 40 years old, right? There's like 3 of them are like 40 in their 40s.
No, I don't even know. but they've been playing together for.
Dude, I mean, I don't know, man. They're older. They're older than us. Let's just go like that. I don't respect any of those older dudes. They're older. They're older than us, and probably got shoes older than me. So that was first event. Guys are coming at it. You guys end up taking third. You guys end up getting on the podium. So what was the second event like? Because I know that the first event at OXCC, because it was the first one out of COVID, had a lot of teams. Had like 20-something teams, right?
Yeah. And the second one was the same because
so after that, you guys go back to OXCC, right, for the second one. That was another one that had about 20 teams. I think it was the Northeast Masters or something like that.
Yeah.
And how did you guys end up faring at that one?
So Northeast Masters was the first tournament from what I'm seeing off Jordan's APPI. So the second one
for us, Rob?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I want to make sure I say everything right, But the second event was the Independence Cup, and that's where the boys took first place.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of teams that day. That was a long day, especially 5-man. I mean, luckily they're running it race to 2 status, but I feel like that tournament they set 2 brackets. They had one that was like a morning bracket, one that was like an afternoon bracket because they had too many teams and they were trying to run one field for like 25 teams were running that tournament. And they're like people that were playing the morning bracket, it was done by 10 in the morning.
That's crazy.
11 in the morning. But these guys had to sit out the rest of the day until like prelims were over, which was like, I don't know, 3:00 or something. So imagine you come out hot in your prelim games and then you just got to sit for a few hours and you come out flat afterward. Like I feel bad for any team that had to go through that. Luckily we ended up in that second bracket. So it was basically play, wait 5 to 10 minutes for the scores to come through. And then they played again. There's another event Kyle played. I coached just based off of, I mean, honestly, we're going to flip flop through the year. But with how Corona was panning out, I was out of a job for 2.5 months. So I was like, it's not the smartest thing for me to just throw money at paintball right now. So I played coach for a little while here.
No, that's good. And that's crazy that they did the morning bracket. You had it right. You guys have probably benefited so much from the fact you played the afternoon bracket and you could just keep rolling into the semifinals, into the finals.
Yeah, exactly.
Momentum going. Yeah, and the teams that played in the first bracket that lost, they went home and went to church after. They had enough time,
Yeah.
It was a quick tournament for them.
Yeah, it was.
Right. I'm gonna say I wish I knew a little more about the tournament because I would love to see how the morning teams fared that moved on. I wonder if they went to the semis. They probably had a hard time because, like you said, being so cold. Like I know what that's like from playing the woods ball tournaments because like a lot of times you'll play a game and like your next game's like an hour. And it's tough to stay like warm and stay hot.
Yeah, just keep your momentum going. It's difficult at that. Momentum's key with paintball, especially with tournament paintball. That is, like if you got momentum going, you got to keep the ball rolling. If you stop it, I mean, you've seen things happen. We've all played paintball for long enough.
Exactly. Big Mo is definitely like super important. So that was the second event, and you guys put another EPL. How'd you guys end up at the third one?
Oh, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, third one we don't talk about too much. The thing is about EPL is we had free entry, so we had to use our 5 entries, and they put 2 tournaments back to back.
I remember this. Yeah, you're right.
So that layout we didn't really practice. We practiced for the next one that was going to be at OTP. We went there because there's only like 7 teams that were going to that tournament. So we didn't really focus. We just thought we were going to go and just roll over on those teams. Like we saw the team rosters and stuff like that. We said, we're going to beat them. But we didn't practice the layout and it showed.
Yeah.
It showed.
Fifth place out of 7. We did not show up that day.
Could beat us again there too.
Yeah.
Raw.
And like I just said that they just had 25 teams at the last event, but Jordan's like Jordan said, it was back to back. It was 3 to 4 week difference between them or something like that.
No, it was 1 week.
Was it 1 week?
Yeah, the one that we came in 7th and the one that we came in 2nd were weeks apart.
Yeah, you're right. I remember.
We had to use our free entry, so we didn't want to pick one. We just said, all right, let's just use our free entry on both of them and see how we do. We thought we were gonna just roll on all those teams, but we didn't do that.
Nope, not at
That's
all.
why we don't think about that tournament anymore. That never happened. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
that didn't happen. APPA's got this record about a tournament. I've never seen it before. I've never been there. I don't know what they're talking about.
It doesn't look too bad though because it was like 5th out of 7, but still, it's like
Yeah.
that didn't happen.
Yeah, but still, I mean, when you guys don't practice the layout and you don't put the preparation, I mean, like, what else did you expect? I guess, you know, for lack of a better term, you know.
Yeah, it was a really goofy layout too. It was like totally non-traditional. I feel like I called that one Stonehenge because the way they set all the bunkers up in the middle or something, it was just really weird.
Yeah. Okay, so the more we talk about, the more I remember that layout. Yeah, it was
It's
super
like, I
weird
want
in
to
the
say
middle.
two bricks at the 40s, but the wedges were like on the sides. But you could run around kind of all of it if you wanted to. There's no
Right.
cross shots, if any. Like Snake's not shooting Dorito side until you're on their side of the field. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
No, I remember this layout.
Is that the layout? Was that when the team didn't show up and Alex was shooting?
Oh, yeah.
Tell that story, Alex. Go ahead.
Yeah. This is when we put Kyle in charge of being coach. Yo, I shot all 5. Dumped 2 pods in about 30 seconds. Nobody was on the field. I said, "Where is everyone?"
Yeah, as the
Get a tap on the shoulder for get a tap on the shoulder. Nobody's even on the other side of the field.
Hey, bro,
That's
it's
great.
good. They're all dead. It's okay. You could stop shooting now, dude.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
screaming.
screaming. Come on the field, and this guy is as soon as the buzzer go off, Alex shoots about 2 or 3 pods. I'm looking like no one's shooting back at us. I'm like, there's no one on the field. He's still shooting. I'm like, yo, stop shooting. We're good.
I'm just screaming. There's nobody wide. Just keep it going.
Yeah, the worst part
There's
about the entire thing, besides the embarrassment of shooting downfield when nobody was there, we lost. Well, we won the first point, obviously, and then we lost the next 2. Yeah. And that summarizes that tournament for us.
But hey, man, you guys have definitely been able to like turn it around because I mean, this story has an end at the end, and we'll talk about that. But there were definitely still a couple more tournaments before you got to World Cup. So how did those kind of break down for you guys?
That next one was at OTP.
Yeah, OTP.
Yeah, that was a second place. That was a hell of a tournament.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was an interesting day to say the least.
That was a fun one.
A lot of teams out there finally switching up, being at OTP and everything. It was a good day for the guys. I was back to coach. Kyle was back out there, and at the end of the day, it came down to you guys and Vision, right?
Yeah, it was Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they played a solid game. You know, props to those guys. They played a really great pocket ball, and that's what they ended up winning with. But I mean, aside from that, Riot had a very successful tournament. They just couldn't beat out Vision at the end.
Yeah. So did it rain the day before? Was that event at
It did.
OTP?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember because I played D5 the day before. I remember it raining like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And Haas broke his jaw.
Oh yeah.
Oh my lord. So
Yeah, I
much
think
nicer when you couldn't talk.
slow too. That tournament we started off slow, and then we just started picking it up. We started to we changed up our play a little bit because I know normally we stick to our same play, but we switched it up a little bit, and that kind of helped us throughout the rest of the tournament.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely like an initial this something about our play wasn't working. We switched it off. And, we definitely figured it out.
Right.
That made the right adjustments.
Yeah, I remember you guys lost to lower middle class.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
And then we had to play them again.
You guys weren't looking as hot as you normally look after, and then you guys turned it around. I remember then you guys were looking real good as the day progressed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I wonder if they came in because, like Jordan just said, they played them again. I wonder if they came into that match like, yeah, we beat them once, we can beat those guys again. You know what I mean?
That's a common attitude to have, man. I've had that attitude before coming. Like, oh, I already beat these fucking guys. Fuck them. And you're like, damn, fuck, I just got my shit kicked in.
Yeah, I get constantly harassed by Joe Barron for this one. So, like, back in 2018 newbies days when I was playing for them, back in I think it was Texas, right? So we made it all the way to Sunday, and we played the Regulators first game, and we floored them pretty quickly or whatever. And I'm not talking shit; it's just what happened. But basically, we went to play them at the next tournament. And when I saw that we were playing them, I was like, hey, guys, it's just the regular. I know it was World Cup, the most important tournament of them all. And I'm like, hey, guys, and we're in the pit. We're all hyping each other up. I'm like, it's just the Regulators. And guess what? We lost that match. So I will never live it down. You can't have that attitude of like, oh, it's just those guys. You know what I mean? It's that team we beat before, because it's the wrong attitude to have. You know, I had to eat those words. I still eat them. Joe always says that to me. It's just the Regulators, guys.
No, it's even the worst when it's someone like that who's close too, because then you got to see him all the time. It's just the worst.
And I feel like they jumped up to D2 or something after that year, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Regular, and they that's right. Solis did a documentary on them, and they had a lot of progress through the season too.
Yeah, that was a good doc too. I enjoyed that. But so we're getting closer here. There's one more. I think the Butler Cup was the last one. I believe you guys took second place at that event. Is that right?
Yeah, that was the one at OTP.
Oh, that was the one. Oh, so yeah, this is the one that we just at. Okay, and then there was. I'm pretty sure there's 5 for EPL, right? So there should be one more before you guys get the cup.
Yeah, East Coast Cup.
Cool. And how'd that one break down for you guys?
Well, yeah, I'll take it.
We got 4th in that one, didn't we?
Yeah, 4th
in that one. Yeah, Kyle was playing that one. Rob was coaching that one again.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I mean, we were pretty much rolling in that one too. We had our play and everything down. We had like 2 plays in that one that we were alternating between, and we were doing pretty good.
Yeah. Again. Yeah, Hood knocked him out again.
Again, there's something about that team that we just couldn't figure them out. Like it didn't make any sense. You could scout them and everything, but they would switch it up or do something that wasn't like traditional that people do, and we couldn't really like beat them. So we came against Hood again, and we lost the Hood again.
Yeah, it's always interesting when like it seems to like almost not matter what you do, like they just seem to always like beat. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, like it didn't matter how hard you scouted them. It just seems like you got their number. But I'm a firm believer in don't fear, bro, because that should have reversed. They may have got you this year, but fucking they'll get theirs like everybody else, man.
Yeah, after that, after Hood, it was Iggy's Raiders. That was a win-loss. Or no, sorry, loss, win-loss. My bad, because I got it up. And so yeah, we took 4th place on that one. And then next up, and then I feel like around then was when we discovered that World Cup was even going to happen, because last we heard, the NXL was not going to run anything. Yeah. And then they officially posted it, and I immediately went to, my boss was like, yo, man, I'm taking a vacation.
Yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm going to Cup.
It's definitely interesting because, like, for a long time too, even I thought that they were going to run World Cup. It was going to be pro only. Like they were not going to do like divisional to try and like limit the number of teams. But hey, they let it happen.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it when they came out with like the number of divisional and they fully got bought out? Like, what was it? A week later, they added more slots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kept adding more slots as it would go.
Yeah, I mean, Florida, things are kind of loose down there, so I'm sure you kind of have wiggle room to.
They had a guy like at the front at World Cup who's like his job was to make sure you're wearing a mask, and you could just walk it was like people were walking right in, and how well can you enforce that? I'm not saying that you shouldn't wear a mask or should. I'm not going in any direction with that, but at the same rate, it's like how do you enforce people to wear a mask? I don't know. I guess that's still the debate going on right now.
No, for sure. I agree. Like you're saying, yeah, there's someone there enforcing it, but like, is he really stopping you? Like, is he stopping you from entering? He's probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it's funny. I want to say by day 2, they handed him a whole stack of masks, and he's sitting there just handing them to people. Like, at least doing his due diligence to do something about it,
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, that actually is good. Like, that's something you haven't seen. 'Cause you heard a lot of people. Like, I listen to a ton of podcasts, and I've heard some people say that, like, yeah, they weren't really doing shit, but, like, handing out masks to people that don't have any is at least doing something,
Yeah, exactly.
But, so you guys wrapped up your season at EPL and getting ready for Cup. What was your World Cup practice routine like?
All right. Well, for normally World Cup, the layout drops and teams will play or practice minimum 4 times. So the Saturday, Sunday, and then the Saturday and Sunday. Us, the first Saturday, we probably only had 3 players on the field at once.
Yeah.
Everyone's schedules were just crazy because of
yeah.
Bobby had to work overnight. Rob had to work, and then Alex and Kevin had to work. They couldn't come until later. So in the beginning, it was just me, Cannon, and Kyle. Then Cannon left. Then Rob showed up, and then it was just like we only could get 3 players on the field at one time. But I mean, it wasn't too bad because individually we were able to look out the layout. The newbies D3 was there, so we were doing breakout drills and stuff like that. Ran a couple points, but as a team, the first practice was not.
Yeah, it was a wash. Collectively as a team, it was a wash. But like Jordan said, the 3/4 of us, because Cannon was there in the morning, we were able to get eyes on the layout and see it. Because you see layouts on paper, and everybody always starts you think certain things, right? I feel like everybody was counting the snake out on this layout when it first came out. I mean, you found out quickly you can win from either side of this layout. It's a matter of how well you're going to be successful on the snake or Dorito side. You can be shut out. It's like any other layout at the end of the day. But I totally remember everybody saying "Oh, RIP snake players." There's no snake.
There's no snake or nothing like that. But
well, snake guys, if they made it to the 50, they wrapped. You were dead. That's for sure.
So that Sunday, we went to OTP, and we had a full team, but we had maybe an hour of breakout drills, and then it started raining. So, us, we were like, "Oh, rain. We don't need to practice in the rain because you're not going to really get your lanes down because paint's gonna go everywhere. You don't know, you can't see. It's like your lens is fogged up and everything like that. I mean, so that was another wash. So that whole weekend wasn't good as a team, and we know that other teams probably had 2 good practices on there. So we knew that the following weekend we needed to get it down.
Yeah. Welcome to balling in the Northeast. It's fucking raining.
Yeah.
And it was like, next weekend we're buying 3 cases a day, and we're getting there early, and we're going to be there until the sun goes down because we are behind the ball right now. Everybody's had some successful practice days, and we haven't had one yet.
Yeah, but
not even done yet.
Yeah, awesome. So the next weekend, where did you guys practice, and how hard did you go? Did you guys start off with drills in the morning, or do you just scrim points?
Just scrim points after that, because we just need to get the points in to learn what works, what doesn't. Players need to get their looks, etc. We did by last week, we did a little bit of the lane drills, etc. So we got some lanes down, which we ended up changing a little bit afterwards from our initial. Other than that, it was just nothing but points and break down the layout, assess it. Why aren't you living? Why are you living? How far can you break wide? What's safe? What's not safe? And all those things.
Right. And where were you doing this, and what teams were you mainly battling against?
We were at Gear Up on that Saturday, and we played the D3 newbies. Vision was there,
Sinister,
and also High Rollers,
and High Rollers.
Yeah,
that's right. And it's nice to just get a different look from different teams. We like you just said, we had the D3 newbies, which are gonna, everybody knows the newbies. They play a pocket style. I played with them. They're gonna play a different style in general. It's good to play all sorts of different teams as opposed to just let's say we set up a scrim with D3 newbies and just them. I mean, sure, it's going to be productive, but you're only getting the same looks against the same guys all in one day. Dude, you're not going to necessarily, you're not going to learn as much as you could if you're playing all sorts of different teams where they're going to throw different shit at you. Somebody's going to try and run a 50 snake one point, who the other team before didn't try to do that before. So it's solid to be playing all sorts of different teams in a day, especially on the layout practices, to really just see what can and can't be done.
No, dude, you're so right. I agree with everything you said tenfold. So That was the weekend beforehand, getting ready. You guys are going into World Cup, fucking getting out of the shitty weather. It's getting warm. This is what we're gonna ask. Like, I really would like a nice breakdown of how some of your games went. So how did the prelims go for you guys at World Cup?
Start with let's take this one day at a time.
Yeah.
Day one, not good.
Yeah, day one, terrible. Okay, so we got mercy lost both of our first 2 matches on Thursday, and nothing went right.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's dealing with the same conditions, so it's not like any excuses that I'm going to give you. We were getting shot out of our bunkers. We couldn't make the box sometimes. Guns were shooting hot. Guns weren't even shooting. Hoppers were going down. Paint was getting wet, so it wasn't shooting straight.
Yeah, it poured rain. It was raining.
Yeah, torrential downpours.
Both our matches, like it rained our first match, it stopped raining, and our match came back, it poured again.
It
and
literally
we were at OTP, and we said we're not going to practice in the rain, but we should have, because we would have knew what to do. You know, we just saw that it was fogging and everything. Like we said, oh, it's not going. We don't care about rain, but next, it pours for both our matches.
Yeah, maybe
was going wrong.
If we just stayed at OTP for another hour, we would have been fine. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we did. So yeah, we really got two mercy loss. And at that point, it's like, damn, can we even move on? Because you only get 4 prelim matches, and most teams, like at World Cup, you got to at least go 3-1, like at the very least, typically speaking. So we kind of consider ourselves out, but we're not just going to call it quits and walk away from the tournament.
No, fuck no. So this is like, I kind of want to ask, like, so did you guys was there like a talk or something that happened at the hotel that night that kind of galvanized you guys or anything like that? Or was it the kind of thing where you guys just woke up the next morning and was knew what your fucking job was and just knew you had to go execute kind of deal? Yeah.
That one. Yeah. There wasn't much talking at all.
Right.
And it wasn't even like nobody was mad at each other. It was kind of just like, we all know that we are way better than this. And like, we just can't even comprehend what happened. We know our game plan is solid. Things just didn't go our way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it didn't make sense to us because things were happening to us that never really happened. Like, we got a penalty in our second match. We got a penalty for a player not having his barrel sock on in the pits. So our very first point, we start a body down. And we didn't know why. We were out in the field. We were talking about our play and everything. And the ref comes over and says, we need a body. We're like, why? And it said, a player didn't have the barrel sock on. So like stuff like that, just things you don't really plan for.
Yeah.
Was going wrong. Like our paint was swollen up in our hopper. So the next day we had to talk to HK and say, hey, can you give us new paint? Because we're not sure if it was the paint or us. And it turned out it was the paint too. Like that partially it was the paint. So that it was just everything that could go wrong was going wrong. So even when we're sitting back at the Airbnb, we're like, it was us, but it wasn't completely us. So we're like, all right, let's just stick to our play, the one play that we have, because we didn't have many practices. Let's just stick to our one play and just play some, NJ Riot paintball.
Yeah, no, because like you could see, like, I mean, it happens to a lot. Like it's happened to me before, where like you said, you start off slow, but you can easily keep turning to the left there and just keep losing and keep losing and keep losing and keep losing. But you guys were able to turn right and then start winning and start winning and start winning. So day 2 comes around, you wake up, you're hungry, the fire's in your belly, you take the field. How does day 2 go?
Well, before we even start talking about day 2, we're going to go over how Alex went to NXL jail for day 2. And I'm going to let Alex take over for this story.
Oh, beautiful. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. So I got ejected day 1 of World Cup of the second match. I came off pretty hot because, refs can't see everything, So they didn't catch something. Guy kept playing. I get shot right in my face, run off all mad. I throw a pod, right? And I put my gun on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I throw a pod. And I, storm off all pissed off. And, I guess the head NXL guy in the little booth by the field comes over and he's like, "Did you just throw your gun?" And I'm not even thinking. I'm all pissed off, all mad. And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck off." And so he definitely let me know that you can't throw anything with a bottle connected to it for anyone who's wondering, because that is a rule.
I guess you had to find that out the hard way. That's too funny, dude.
I've done that.
He was
at
nice
EPL.
enough. Yep, he was definitely nice enough though to only sit me for 2 matches when it should have been the whole event.
That's crazy.
Nice
The
guy.
fact that you've done that before, Waldo, does not surprise me.
Yeah, I was banned from EPL.
Yep.
But it
Were you
didn't mean
really?
anything. Yeah, because it was the last event of the year. I'll say it now. I threw my and it was one of those Luxes where like the max flow, so it was like literally like the tank had a hole, and then it was like the reg was in the ASA as one piece, and like I threw it, and they were like, "Major, go see Chad. You're kicked out," and I'm like,
No
"Go
way.
to Chad." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not coming back. It's the last event," and then I called him up like. I called Big E. I'm like, during the next year, I'm like, yo, can I play? If not, I'm not putting the team in. Yeah, you can play. Yeah, okay. You want my what? You know, whatever the season went by. But yeah, I've thrown something with a bottle attached to it too. So we'll leave it at that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he
Heat of the
kind of
moment.
got me. I kind of fucked myself though, because in reality, I didn't throw the gun. I threw a pod. So watch what you say.
Watch what you say for sure.
It's even funnier because Z took his ID, if you know who Z is. And then like I didn't know that it was Z because I wasn't there when he got ejected. So I'm talking to him. I was like, "Yo, you want me to go talk to somebody?" I was like, "I could go talk to Z." And Z's walking by, swinging his lanyard with his ID on it. And I was like, "Oh, I can't save you."
And it had his EPL IDs on it too. It had all his IDs just hanging on his neck.
He had all my EPL IDs, my FTP ID, my TSXL ID.
Did you get them all back?
Oh yeah, I got him back the next day. Apparently, I was like head news at the NXL because the lady knew exactly who I was up at signups.
That's awesome.
I was like, "Yo, I'm just here to pick up my ID," and she was like, "Oh, I know who you are." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Hell.
She's like, Alex Robinson? Okay. And I want to be correct. There is no TSXL ID. We did not have any. Just saying. Didn't charge anybody for one. Just letting everybody out there know. But so Alex, you were in jail, and then so how'd you guys play without Alex? Like obviously he's the star player, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, he was a starter.
That. Just 6
No,
players.
everybody's big for him.
Yeah. He was a starter, and it put us down to 6, which obviously you just don't want to go into any X-ball match with less players than you need to.
Right.
Oh, gee. So actually in the morning, Z's walking around our pits before our match. So I looked at Alex and I was like, "Look, bro, nothing personal at all." I said, "But you being ejected means you technically can't be in our pits, and we can't lose anything right now. So he had to sit out in the spectator area for the last 2 matches. I just didn't want to risk it with the rules and everything." Oh man, who did we play next? Was it Veteran Militia or?
Nah, it was Punisher Paintball.
Punisher's PB. I feel like they gave us a good little fight though.
We 5-1 them.
It was probably the best fight that
but
got for 60 days.
We definitely went back to our same play, and just everything was working for us. You know, we were shooting people off the break now because our paint was working. A good thing for me is we had Ace in our pits. He came into our pits and he was on the D side. He was telling me what they were doing, because on that D side, you couldn't really see your mirror. You had to rely on someone else to tell you where they are. So after he was telling me on the sideline like what exactly they were doing, I was able to get up and meet him at the 50, and I was winning that battle. I won that battle 5 times out of 6. So after that, I started figuring out, how to play the D side on that layout, and it was helping me. And our snake side was also doing good. Kevin and Bobby were also, work. Rob and Kyle were shooting people off the break, and Cannon, he's just always clutch. Cannon,
yeah, absolutely.
Cannon's always on fire. So
he's so hard to kill.
Yeah,
he's always the last player alive.
He's winning.
Ninja.
Yeah.
No, awesome. So things start clicking. You won the first one 5-1, so you had the nice 4-point spread. So I would definitely say it starts clicking. Did you guys have 2 matches on the second day or just one?
Yeah, 2. So our second one was Veteran Militia, and we took them 5-1 as well. You know what? I feel like this is the one where like midpoint, or was it what match was it where the refs told us to stop playing, but the Snake side refs told us to stop playing, and the Dorito side refs were. Was it this match?
Yeah, because the system kept saying towel. It kept saying towel, but no one was pushing the towel button, so we were all stopped playing.
Yeah, yeah. Now, literally, I remember like I'm in the home or the center can, and I'm shooting snake side, and I know that there's a snake player, and I'm watching all the refs. They're shaking their hands and they're telling us stop playing, stop shooting, and I keep my gun up, thank God. And their snake player comes around, he starts running down the field. I put so much paint on this guy, it's not even funny. And I'm like looking at the refs, I'm like, fuck you, I'm still playing. Like,
yeah.
And next thing I know, like they're all in the 50s and they're shooting us out. But the refs were just telling us to stop playing.
No, so the D side refs were telling us to play. The snake side were saying stop. So the D side was still going, but the snake side wasn't. It was just.
So I ran on. I could have run off the field because we just lost that point. And I'm like, yo, where's the head ref? And they're like, well, send a coach over. I was like, I am the coach. Now where's the head ref? So then they sent me over to him. I was like, yo, you have to go talk to your snake side refs right now. They told us to stop playing midpoint. I stopped shooting. These guys are running downfield. I'm obviously going to keep shooting them because I'm not going to allow them to just run down the field on me. Right. And so basically, like, there's a whole 5-minute dilemma because they were trying to figure out who gets the point. At the end of the day, they got the point, like, was still standing. And I was like, well, okay, it's my word against yours. And I can only argue you so much. And I was like, but tell me I'm not high. And these guys were telling me to stop playing. And he just said, you're not high. And I said, no problem. I'm still going to beat these kids, and walked away.
Yeah. There's that kind of stuff that starts a fire, man. You're like, okay, no problem. Now I'm going to beat them to the fucking ground.
Yeah, exactly.
We also got a penalty for not having a barrel sock too. The same ref from the day before looked in our pits and got us again with the same penalty. I'm like,
this time was kind of bullshit though, because I feel like it was on Kevin because he was stepping on the field.
No, he tried to get Kevin for that, but he didn't because Kyle argued it. Because Kevin was almost on the field. He was there. He was
in between,
and he almost threw the penalty. But he got it for Cannon because the team before us took his barrel sock, and Cannon tried to use this barrel swab.
Yeah, Ouija.
But yeah, same rep tried to do it again.
So anybody who's listening, if you learn anything from this podcast, squeegees don't work as barrel socks to get a penalty for it.
I can't believe that ref is looking for that. That guy's got nothing better to do with his time than to
check. You ain't lying. He was up our ass. It was kind of ridiculous. And then, like, when we flipped pits to the other side, the other ref didn't give 2 fucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That blows my mind. But anyway, so that's the second day. You guys are starting to fucking roll people because the mercy's 4, right? Once you get up by 4, it's done.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are mercying people. You're fucking rolling. Day 3 rolls around. You guys probably only have one match. Like, you guys probably only have one match, or no?
No,
I don't have any.
So the way this played out, because we went 2-2 in prelims, there was 2 teams above us, which were the first 2 teams that beat us the first day. Now, the perfect recipe had to happen here for us to squeak out. Like, the 2 teams that we just beat needed to also lose their second games, which they did, or they tied. There was a tie somewhere.
Those 2 teams tied, so that kind of helped.
And that's what allowed us to take the 3rd spot in the bracket. They took top 3 out of brackets. We squeezed in the 3rd spot. So since we're at such a low seed going into the next day, we had to play 2 matches on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, because I was I know because even the 4 days too just fucking me up with how many games or what games are what day.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
I'm like, wait, they're done? Wait, no, they have 4 more games. So you guys have 2 games on Saturday. This is part of the quarterfinals, I guess.
Yeah, it's like 24 out of something.
It was top 16 or something we were fighting for at that point.
Yeah, right. And the comments, you could tell us the math, whatever the quarters, whatever would be before the quarters, whatever. So you guys have 2 matches the next day. You guys obviously win those 2 because you go on to play for second. So how do those matches go for you guys?
So the first match,
PTW.
The same thing happened. The towel thing went off again.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, we knew, so we kept playing. But I don't think PTW knew. But either way, we were still on fire. So we were we're still beating them pretty good.
Mhm.
We didn't mercy them though. They got points on us.
5-2.
Yeah, because remember the one time they got a penalty, but they gave both teams the point. Like that whole system was messed up. Like it was dumb. It was like it didn't make any sense.
I remember because they did not score a second point.
They
but
did.
Like, there was a point that we got, but they gave them a point too.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Because we went to go shake their hands, and they're saying, no, you're still playing. And we're like, okay. So we just went out and beat them again, and then we went and shook
Yeah.
Dude, they showed the divisional fields no love, bro. Get your shit together on NXL. Get the scoreboards working. God damn.
Yeah, there was a lot of technical issues.
Even the first day, we didn't have our chrono. Remember? The first day, there was no chrono to even check the gun.
I was told they pulled the chronos because of how much it was raining. They didn't want to destroy them.
I guess that makes sense.
It was literally a tropical storm happening on us down there.
Yeah, that makes sense, though, to pull them. Yeah. All right, cool. So you guys won your 2 games. Now it goes straight to Sunday. You guys have to play again on Saturday.
Yeah, play another one. We played New Mexico Ruckus.
Yeah. They came out because they had a bye to get to that match. And we were on fire, and they came out totally flat. We just straight forwarded them.
Bro, like we were saying back in the beginning of this podcast, now 45 minutes ago, dude, breaks can kill you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, that probably helped us out that we lost and we had to keep playing. And because we played every match like it was a semifinal match. Like if we lose, we go home. So we had that, our backs were against the wall. We had to keep fighting. So we just kept pushing.
I must have told these guys every match from here on out as we're getting on. This is the most important match you've ever played because as we progressed, it was. You know what I mean? So,
if we lost, we were going home.
Yeah, I'm not going home.
Hey, it's a good spot to be when the next match is the most important one.
Yeah.
But so you got again. So you played that one. You get the win again. So again, now do you play another match on Saturday, or now do you finally get a break until Sunday?
Break until Sunday. And actually, so that was Saturday. And I feel like if we were done by like 10 in the morning or something, like we were done relatively early.
Yeah.
10 or 11.
Yeah,
I ended up playing D3 with the newbies, so I still played the remainder of Saturday. That was nice. A lot of fun. And then Sunday was another game. That's
How'd you do with newbies?
We went 5-3 and somehow didn't move on. So we did well and not well enough, you know what I mean? So I guess whatever. It was a lot of fun. I had a fucking ball on the 5-man field.
And you learned some things too.
Yeah, I did, because I played over at the fields that we were playing on Sunday, and that actually helped, generally speaking, because those fields were like rolling hills, like literally the Dorito Tall Tower, which typically a lot of people were playing this layout. They go to the tall tower and the first bunker out on the Dorito side, and they're shooting cross over the brick, and it's kind of a blind shot, but I mean, if you got a tall guy, he can hit it. On this field, you could almost see the entirely over the brick because it was on a whole mountain up on the field. So like just dumb things like that were different over at these fields that we ended up playing on Sunday.
There's a wider field too.
What's that?
There was a wider field too. Like the lanes were open and everything. Like switching from the GI field to the HK field, it was definitely different.
Yeah, no. So that being said, so you're going into Sunday now. So how was it one game and then on to the finals, or did you have to play one game and then that goes on for like the third and fourth battle?
2.
Yeah, we had to play 2.
So you had to play 2 to go on. Okay, cool. So how did the first game go?
Struggle. That's who we played.
It was a struggle too. We were down
2.
Yeah, we went down 2 the first 2 points.
Yeah. Down 2. I remember the first or the second point getting shot out, and I'm walking off, and I'm listening to the last 2 guys talk as it's a 2-on-1 with Cannon, but it's Cannon, so you never know how that can pan out, right? Because that kid just not that he hides, but he's small and he's sneaky. I'm like walking around behind them, but these guys are communicating really well. They're like, "Hey, it's kill 5," and the other guy's like, "No, we only know kill 4. Find the last guy. Slow down. We have points. We have the time." Like, they were playing the game right, and I was listening to them. I was like,
and you're like, "Fuck, they're playing this smart." Fuck.
Yeah, and I'm like, let's run down the field and let Cannon fucking clown you real quick. But of course, they played it right. They shot Cannon out, so we're down 2. and we're just like, no, we're gonna bring this back.
Yeah, we're not going home. It was crazy too, because I know I was battling, and I was in the Dorito, and I was battling their brick, and that guy's shots were crazy. Like I was battling bricks before. I would snap out, I get him, but this guy, every time I would snap out, his shots was there. Like it hit me in the face both times, both points that hit me in the face. I didn't battle him anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not taking that battle anymore. So after that, you know,
sometimes that's what you gotta do. If somebody's got your number like that, you just own it and move on from it instead of going face to face and try. No, man, I'm gonna get him this time. Well, 3-4 points goes by and you're getting clapped every time. It's kind of embarrassing at that rate, Yeah,
I didn't take that fight anymore, and then we all stayed alive. We started, pulling it together as a team, and we went on and won 4 points in a row, or 4 or 5 points in a row.
5 2. So we went 5 unanswered points.
Yeah,
dude, that's awesome. I love like the underdog story because like it's so easy when you're down 2 points to fucking give up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's so easy to come down looking at your shoes, fucking looking at your loader, head down. It's real hard to come back and score 5 unanswered points. So to hear that you guys do that, dude, like I'm a little juiced up even listening to it, dude. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, and it helps us out. And the thing about it is, like
we had to
that layout was so fast. That layout played so fast that even if we did drop 2 points, we could still make it up and score points and come back. So we knew we were never out of it just because of the first day and how much we came back from that. We knew, we're not going home.
Yeah, not like that. Alex, you're trying to get in on this. What do you got to say?
Oh, even just with playing the EPLs, it just taught us we had to come out hot. And if at that point, if we lost one, we can't lose the other one. So we had to come out and punch back.
Yeah, no, it seems like you guys are good at answering the call. When it comes times, like you said, when your backs are against the wall and you guys become the Northeast Animals, you guys fucking fight out of that corner. It's fucking awesome.
We've been doing it all year. It's like for some reason we always start down and then we just we always put our back against the wall, but we fight back and we end up on top most times.
Most times. We do it to ourselves too. We always do it to ourselves. We put ourselves in that corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hey, you guys always fight out of it. So you guys win this fight like 2. So now this goes into the finals. So you got to play one more before the finals.
Not one more. So now we're in semis. So we know we're playing two more no matter what.
So many rounds in the playoffs. So many rounds in the playoffs.
Insane. I think it was like 9 matches or something at the end of the day. So we played Wisconsin Rage, and like I said, we just beat Struggle. So like Struggle's knocked out at this rate, but I believe they're top 8. And then no matter what, you're playing 2 more. If you win, you go on to the pro field. If you lose, you stay at that field and you play for 3rd and 4th. Right. And I've been there enough times in that situation to I'm not staying here. We're going to the pro field.
Yeah, I want to be on the telly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to go live. And Wisconsin Rage. How did we started up? We ended up 4-2. Yeah. How did that go? I forget.
It was a weird match, but I think we were always up on them. I don't think they scored, but that's because we were kind of sitting back, just trying to kill the clock and stuff like that.
Right.
We kind of had their style. I can't really remember that match too much either. I just knew that we had their number. They couldn't stop our play.
Yeah, from what it sounds like, is listening to your guys' other scores and these scores, it sounds like you guys were probably out ahead, and then you were like, "Yo, we're winning this fucking game. Just don't lose this fucking game,"
Yeah.
But and you did that, and now you're on to the fucking finals, dude.
It's funny. This whole time, we've been using one play.
One play.
That's it. Almost like no changes at all.
Hey, it's all about execution, man.
Absolutely.
But dude, so this is the part that we got to, man. This is the end of the story. What everyone's waiting to hear, dude. You guys are playing on the webcast at the finals. What are the emotions in the pits that you guys are getting ready to storm the field like fucking heroes?
Oh man,
the wild thing is though, like every match that we played, we just kept getting calmer and calmer and calmer. Like we all like looking at everybody. No one looked nervous at all. We all felt like we were supposed to be here. Like it felt good, Just
Felt
walking
right.
the field and looking at the layout and everything, seeing the big logo on the field and everything like that. It was just, and the stands, you see everyone in the stands. It was just like, it felt like we should have been there,
Yeah.
God bless you, dude. If that were me, I would have been out of my fucking mind. I would have been so amped.
It was crazy. We had leverage there. They were a team from New Jersey. They're on the same side of us as us. So it was just crazy just to see, New Jersey.
And we had the gestures on the other side of that.
There too. Like, it just felt like we should have been there.
It's awesome. You guys felt like you belonged, man. So, I mean, if it were me, I know I'd remember this game. So this is when you definitely got to remember at least a little bit. How did this break down for you guys? I know you guys came up a little short. You took second place, but kind of give us maybe a little breakdown of how it went down.
Off the rip, we lost 3. And to be honest, it was dumb little things that we just didn't perform correctly. Like, it was the same play, but like, it just didn't pan out for us the first 3 points necessarily. But after that, it was like, okay, guys, let's tighten up. What are those little adjustments? Are we just shifting one lane just a little from before to after, and are we shooting for the wide, or the little adjustments and stuff like that? Make sure we're catching the guy who goes from the brick over to the snake and stuff like that. And from there, I mean, we just really picked it up. We gave them a hell of a fight all the way to the end.
Yeah, the team we played was it was the first team we played. They were in our bracket. The very first team we played them again in the finals. And the thing is about the pro field, it was a lot wider. Like, we played on the HK field, it was wider, but the pro field was a lot wider. Like, the lanes were there. So even me running out into the Doritos, I had to like do different kind of things. They shot me off the break one time. I haven't really been shot off the break at all in this tournament. So I had to like switch up my lanes. We had to, we had our play, but I had to pocket it kind of. I had to stay close and pull my gun up and shoot. Like, we had to switch just a little bit of things just to pick it up after we were down by 3. So the thing is, Kevin was just started going off. Like, he was beating their snake guy. He got a 4-pack, probably 2 points like that. And then we were just feeding off of that. We were picking it up. And literally we lost, probably just in 5 seconds. We were 5 seconds away from tying it.
Yeah, not even, maybe like 3 if you watch at the end. It's me and Kyle in like a 2-on-2. I get shot at 5 seconds left, but like Kyle threads the needle right, but we came 3 seconds short from hitting the buzzer. And I'll tell you what, from starting 3 down and gaining all that momentum, I feel like we wouldn't have had a single problem winning that overtime point. But unfortunately, we just couldn't bring it there.
Yeah, so close, man. You guys were so close. It was exciting to watch, dude, too, man. It was one of the more exciting, like, divisional, like, things to watch on the stream.
I feel like most other matches were, like, mercies on the pro field on Sunday. So I'm glad we gave people something worthwhile. Like, what I mean? A hell of a fight. And especially from coming down 3-0. Shit.
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
It was crazy, too, because there's also, like, the heat. It got hotter, and and we were all on the box, just like, we're dying. Because at that point, we played almost 60 points just to get there. We played a lot of paintball from Thursday to Sunday. We played a lot of paintball. And I just remember just digging deep, like, all right, keep going, keep pushing. And I had to tell myself that because I was like, we were kind of burnt out, We only had 7 people.
I mean, I played the home all tournament, and I was tired. Like, I mean, that's all I really got to say about it. It was hot. Sunday was stupid hot. I mean, of course, it's Florida. It's hot and humid all tournament long. Something about Sunday it got really stupid hot throughout the whole day. And not to mention, like, you couldn't really slide anymore. It was just getting real. It was turning into like Velcro out there and stuff. I don't know. It turned into a different environment by the time we got up out there. It was a great time though to be out in the pro field, playing ball, being on the cast. At the end of the day, that's the goal, is to make it all the way.
Dude, right? Dude, sick. And it was like, I love when we see like the Northeast guys up there representing, because I think Walden and I were talking about on the last show that like Northeast doesn't really get the respect that it deserves. Like, yeah, we got some good players, and sometimes haven't finished so well. But like you were saying, you had you guys across from Leverage, across from Jesters, all there on Sunday on the webcast, and it was fucking awesome to watch.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like back in the pits to like us, Leverage, Jesters come rolling in. We're like, yo, what's going on? What the hell? Look, we all made it. That's great. It was wild. It was such a good time.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, it was sick to watch. So an awesome end to your season. I mean, again, I'm sure you wanted to win. Everybody wants to win. You don't touch a start box unless you want to come away with the win. But you guys have definitely got to be happy coming away with second place. But now I want to ask you, going into next year, what are your guys' goals for the teams for the next upcoming season? Assuming, because we're still dealing with the vid, that it's like a normal season.
Next week, no. Jordan, you could go.
I mean, well, I guess we gotta, like with COVID, we just gotta take it day by day, really, because we don't really know what's out there yet. What's going to happen as a D3 team.
It's a difficult question to answer, I know, but like I said, assuming there's going to be 5 NXLs plus some locals, like what is your guys' plan for the next season?
We're definitely going to take on maybe two NXLs and try to do some local D3 X-Ball events. Definitely, we want to win. We definitely want to win, but I know just going from D4 to D3, you're going to have to sharpen up your game a bit more because we might not be able to come back how we've been coming back this year. So we got to make sure that we start off hot every single time.
Right.
So that's going to come with just more practice, more prep. And,
absolutely. It's all about making the adjustments and correcting yourselves. And not only when you lose, how do we do better? Even when you win, it's like, okay, well, still, what did we do wrong? Who did you lose off the break? And how do we fix that, et cetera? And that's what separate good teams from great teams. So it's all about becoming better all around in winning and losing.
Yeah.
No, dude, 100%. I agree with that so much. So do you guys have any pickups maybe for the next upcoming season? You guys want to, release like breaking news? I wish I had a little thing. I should make a thing for breaking news on the bottom. But any breaking news for some new pickups?
We're still looking. We probably need at least 2 more guys. After going through this NXL with just 7, we might need 2 more.
Yeah, that's a good point. But as for people on the radar at the moment, not necessarily. It's just kind of at the moment, World Cup's over. What is going to be next season, like you guys were just saying, but that is the goal. We're hoping that Corona, obviously, I wish it would just disappear, but it's not
go away
like that. Yeah. So it's a matter of how will things really pan out. So,
right.
In the meantime, grind and get better. Myself, I'm just going to recover financially from World Cup. Shit.
I hear you now.
I feel that.
Yeah. Expensive sport we do play, huh?
I mean, at least we took some winnings home. I mean, granted, it was $1,000, but it helps. It certainly.
How much was your entry to that?
Actually, I'm glad you asked that because we didn't even review this fact. It was the fact that they won or had success all year at the EPL, particularly when they got the first place. I think it was like 3,500 or something.
Yeah.
The team account got a little bit over $5,000, and going into World Cup, I mean, entry was paid, Airbnb was paid, rental van was paid, like literally everything was paid top to bottom. All the guys needed to do was buy a flight and bring $300 a person for paint, and that's anticipating you're going to make it all the way. But that's just the general paint pool that we had going on. And I mean, aside from that, that was all you really had to pay for. Everything else was paid for. I think entry was $2,500 though. If I had to guess, I forget how much it was.
This year we actually made money. Like if we didn't go play Cup, we would have walked away with like maybe $500 a person or something like that.
Yeah.
Dang, in paintball terms, that's rich, dude.
Yeah, like 2020 was kind of crazy how we were actually making money playing paintball. Like I'd never seen that before. Because normally they would give you like prize would be just like a gun, like the sticks or a mask or something that you can't even sell. But this year they're giving out cash, checks, and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, we'll take that.
Oh, yeah,
right.
Chad sent me the money. He said this is the most money I've ever sent for a paintball tournament in my entire life.
There's more money than the NXL's handout.
Yeah.
Took him 25 years to hand it out, but he handed it out, man. Props to him.
Yeah, props to him. Absolutely. I'll call that growth.
Hey, we'll be the ones to take it.
Too better than like getting sticks that they're worth $1,200, but you only can sell them for $8.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
At best.
8 for all 5 of them, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what.
and they're like odd colors, like pink and green or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, cash is definitely king, man. So
Absolutely.
Or getting to the end, I want to thank you guys for spending as much time as you did with us and giving us the breakdowns. I really appreciate you. But definitely let us roll through your sponsors so you can tell them. And if there's any person individually, any three of you would like to thank that helped you got you to where you are, definitely thank them. But definitely shout out your sponsors.
Sponsors, I mean, definitely shout out to HK, who's I'm gonna say was our number one sponsor for the fact that they supplied us with the paint and everything. And like Jordan said, day one at World Cup, there was other factors. The paint was getting wet and swelling, but we talked to them about it. They gave us really good customer service, and the fact that okay, well, go try this instead, and just that extra effort to help us out. I appreciate it, at least. I don't know what that means for anybody else, but shout out to HK Army for sure. Shout out to Apocalypse Paintball. It's our home field. And like you were saying, people, definitely shout out to Hector Torres, who owns Apocalypse Paintball. Man will take his shirt off his back for anybody. And I love that man to death.
Yeah, he's the main reason why I played paintball. He brought me in and showed me how to, show me the people to show me how to play the game. And he's just been supporting us. Even though we're not like Bomb Squad, but we're New Jersey Riot, we still play out Apocalypse. He supports us throughout the whole season.
Yeah, Hector's awesome.
Good guy.
That's awesome, dude. And that's it.
Still
That's it for
keeps us in the
sponsors.
family.
Yeah, that's basically it. We don't really have any sponsors other than our paint sponsor of HK. I might forget something, but I feel like that's literally our only sponsor.
Yeah, because after we strayed away from Bomb Squad, that's all we got was HK.
Yeah.
No, dude. Just like.
But if you're looking to sponsor us.
Yeah, dude. If you're hey, get out my guys, dude. Your PE or whoever, man. Give these guys some guns, man. Jeez.
Yeah, I need a gun.
I will say PE does got some good customer service. They did have to clean the water out of my LV like 3 times for it to work down there.
Hell yeah, dude. It's probably my man Dave, one of the cousins, one of the techs for Planet Eclipse is a guy that works at the local field or the store. And he's always telling me, he's like, yeah, dude, the guns I see in the fucking tank, dude, you have no idea.
He probably sees some of the most outrageous shit.
Oh, he's got some stories.
Yeah. Said the pros are the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But that's a story for another time. You guys, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks
for having us.
Dude, thank you guys so much. We'll definitely have to have you back to, recap some other events with next season and everything. Yeah, thank the listeners for joining us. You guys are fucking rock, the best listeners in the podcast game. Again, check out all our sponsors, links in the description. Always subscribe, rate, and review to all our content. Remember, not only on YouTube, if you watch it on YouTube, definitely download the podcast, and we'll catch you all on the next episode. Take it easy, guys.